Thank you so much. And this is for the room, right? Not for the recording, right?
That's correct.
So we have three really wonderful readers tonight, and I am honored to be introducing them. It is old friends, new friends, right? And I think a really wide array of our contemporary poetics that we can get to see. If one of our books is an inventory of almost everything, then adding Lush and Steep Valleys and Letters to Wallace Stevens might just put us over the top and complete that inventory, right? We may actually be adding an inventory of everything tonight, right? So you're really lucky to be here, right? Because this is it. The work they're reading from and the books that we are here to celebrate offer a slice of the breadth of their work individually and collectively. These are people who've done amazing other things, as well as the work that they're doing, that we're celebrating right now. So you should take a look at that. The readers are in order. It's going to be Elizabeth Marie Young first, then Trace Peterson, and then Julie Choffel. And just to say I will say a few words about each of them, and then I will leave it up to them, right, to go. Elizabeth Marie Young is a Boston-based poet and educator who asks us if we love our lion and if our lion loves us back. She came of age as a poet in New York City and San Francisco. She has a BA in Classics from Columbia University and a PhD in Comparative Lit from Berkeley. She spent a decade as a professor of comparative literature, and then she wised up. But she has published widely on gender, sexuality, transgression, and liberation in the poetry of ancient Rome. Her books include the poetry collections Aimed Straight at the Fountain and Press Vaporize, which won the Motherwell Prize from Fence Books, as well as Translation as Muse, Poetic Translation in Catullus' Rome, a book about the ancient Roman understanding of lyric translation and literary creativity. Poems have appeared in many journals, and tonight she may encourage us to take the bliss inherent in the absence of all thought as we celebrate an inventory of almost everything. And Trace Peterson. In an interview with Christina Furl, Peterson notes, having to come up with your own language for something, especially when there is none available, would make a pretty great definition of poetry, as does this. Trace Peterson, like everyone, drives a tractor and listens to thrash metal. She is the author of Since I Moved In, and she also co-edited Troubling the Line, Trans and Genderqueer Poetry and Poetics from Nightboat Books in 2013, and Arrive on Wave, Collected Poems of Gil Ott from Chax Press in 2016. Recent works appeared in Super Gay Poems, Boundary 2, and Interim Poetry and Poetics, a former N.E.H. Post-Doctoral Fellow in Poetics at Emory, which I don't think I knew. She currently teaches in the WGSS program at UConn. And what is WGSS? Women's Gender Studies.
Trying to think of a good joke on the spot, but I can't.
Sorry, I should have given you more lead time. But we are here to celebrate The Valleys Are So Lush and Steep, which won the 2025 Alma Award for Saturnalia Books. I just read this book with a group of my students today who were all, this past week or so, we were all very moved by it. And it is, and several of them noted how it has transformed their own approach to their writing. Liz Choffel,
Julie Choffel.
Yes, Julie Choffel, who is an enormous pleasure for me to meet. Is the author of the Hello Delay from Fordham University in 2012, and the winner of the Poets Out Loud Prize, as well as a handful of chapbooks. From 2017 to 2020, was the Poet Laureate of West Hartford, Connecticut. She's graduated from the MFA program at UMass Amherst, and she teaches creative writing at the University of Connecticut, lives near Hartford with her family. Her most recent book, the one that we are celebrating tonight, is Dear Wallace, which won the Backwaters Prize in Poetry. Poetic epistles, and I have not had a chance really to look at much from this book, but they often take the form of homage. Right, the poem works as a call for the addressee to be heard through the poem, like a reverse funnel. I'm thinking of like Dear John, Dear Coltrane from Michael Harper, right? But this is also a poem that maybe also interrogates, or a book that also interrogates, as we see in the poem. You were only here because at some point someone made space for you, and tonight we are delighted to make space for Julie. So please, welcome, Julie Choffel. Thanks very much. I might steal some of this from
I don't. Do you want to sit here?
Well, I was sitting, but I can probably go somewhere else.
Hi everyone. Sorry, our order keeps getting rearranged tonight, so that's all right.
You're going first.
I don't have to.
I'm really disoriented.
No, it's all right. We can roll with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're rolling with it. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer so I don't go overboard here. Hi everyone. It is so good to be here at the Grolier with you all and to see y'all. I live in, as you heard, West Hartford, Connecticut, and so I'm only 2 hours away, but I hardly ever get to come to Boston, and so it is such a treat to be here at this place with you all and with my wonderful friends and readers. I'm really excited to hear everybody's work. So I'm going to start with some poems from Dear Wallace, which came out in not last fall, but the one before. So it still feels fairly new in poetry worlds. So these poems are certainly in a kind of homage to Stevens, but they're really like taking up kind of challenging Stevens, and I guess there's really just a few things that are helpful to know as we head into the poems. That they are letters to Stevens that I was writing when I was living very, very close to where he lived in Hartford, and realizing that I myself, at the time I was writing these, had 3 very young children, like babies to toddlers, was adjuncting my butt off and trying to just like figure out what the hell it meant to be a poet now in the world that I was living in this suburbia. I'm from Central Texas. I'm from Austin. So like also just like being in Connecticut was new. Everything felt very different. And then everywhere I looked, instead of finding like a contemporary poetry community at the time, I just found Wallace Stevens everywhere. Everything related to poetry was about Wallace Stevens and was old. And I love Stevens. Like, of course, I was kind of raised on Stevens too. But so thus began my sort of interrogation. All right, here we go. Dear Wallace, your sentiment like a boulder careening down a marked path. I step aside. Your logic so sure. I could practically punch you in the gut, but instead I listen to the little toad in your voice. Did you ever have to search for an old way again? Dear Wallace, I don't know if I'll ever have that je ne sais quoi that defies the world. I may be too often pulling the snail from its shell to see its binding, whirling my eyes against the window for a design and our dinner. I'm a helper in the way I might know what you mean, which is about as dumb as the wind. Not what you mean, of course, but how I fuck it up. Silence is golden, but a poem is now. Is that why we call it fool? Pull away from the glass. The words we seek just workers' comp for a case of charm. Dear Wallace, they say mother is the boredom of invention. Stripes, 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 spots. How was it in the business of risk? Did you talk about markets while your mind scoffed? There was a little anarchy today. It was all about sound. Dear Wallace, today everyone managed to put on their pants. It doesn't matter how much I teach them if all they want to know is the words of the void. Today the sun rose and the void was undetectable. If anything, it runneth over my heart, my many hearts, my abundance of aspects, one with a great levity, one with a cracked ice pond, one with a handwritten note, one with a feather boa, one with a snake tongue, one with a thorny crown, and one to grow on, to keep talking me into or out of it. Dear Wallace, if things change not for some time and then all at once, which part is this? They say invention is the boredom of mothers. We have a dozen flavors of tea. We have no time to waste. We have meeting after meeting. Welcome to the clan of Name the Next Beast. Enter the floodlands where mostly nothing happens. Watch us waiting. Watch us practice the rescue until it becomes a near-death performance. Dear Wallace, well, this one I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So after I moved to Connecticut and I'd been there a couple years, I was trying to understand, I'm really into ecosystems and understanding the natural world around me. And it was really hard to describe the world of the kind of forest and wetland that I was in Connecticut. I hadn't lived in a place like that before, and it was sort of magical and really gross to me at the same time. And then I listened to this historian of Connecticut talking on a public radio show, and he called it an upland swamp. And I was like, that's exactly what it is. Dear Wallace, but this is a swamp, they said. We're over it. Futile, slick pond of dumb potential, murk, trash, loved only for a density of living cells. We mean water, quicksand, or slogging. Our horse has been drowning for hours. Cypress, orchid, bones lost in the skeins. We mean battle is lonesome or blood comes fast. The monsters of maximum return will get you every turn. Time-lapse or voodoo, Rubens or Rubens, the entire body, the entire time. I was really happy to slip a little Paul Rubens reference into that one. Dear Wallace, I wish you had written a desperate poem. Were you never? A regular boring life, a regular imagination, a running list of palpable notions. Dear Wallace, the difference is you were writing from your home. The difference is the greater metropolitan area. The difference is a retained aesthetic. The difference is the color of our bruises. The difference is the war. The difference is who is still listening. The difference is I was trying to tell you. The difference is I'm already holding so many inventions. The difference is literal. The difference is your secretary. The difference is a room. The difference is the everlasting musk of vernix. The difference is the shape of my mouth saying, ah. The difference is me time. The difference is my centermost thought. The difference is your feigned objectivity. The difference is a wilderness rendered in plastic. The difference is the rupture of every continuum. The difference is held fast by a safety pin. The difference is my risk. The difference is parenting culture. The difference is less than 1 degree of latitude. Plants and animals, the magnetic field, a handful of errant stones. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to read one more from this book, and then I'll read a few newer poems. Dear Wallace, what if my urgency is the same as everyone else's, even yours, especially yours, worth the same time you'd give to hunger? Did you see it? Asked the stranger, standing on her lawn, looking past me as I ran down her street. It usually doesn't get that pretty. A crease of orange in a corner of the sky, the turning things we forget to be inside of. So much of what we do is just saying hello to the minutes. All right, so I'll read a few newer ones. I've been working on a bunch of poems lately. I'll just read, maybe I'll read like 3 of them. I've been working on poems. It's so dumb to say this because like all poetry is about this, but I think of them as being about form. They're about the importance of form in our lives and like our obsession with like making things and also all the, horrible things that result from us making things. But also just about how everything we make then gets in the way of our relationship with the world in interesting ways. So this first one is called Jars. The garden, another world we could try and fail to contain. Wild and always a little dying. All the range. A body, the first form for time. Another, the church kitchen cabinets and donut boxes. I go through phases of having all the words for things and phases of missing them. Boat launches, sun salutations, night walks, sacraments, arroyos, what we can't get to. Quick, save my life, etc. Amen. Makes you. This poem took its title from the starting point for it was this. One of my kids was trying to say something. They just kept saying, "It makes you be like. It makes you be like. It makes you be like." So of course that turned into something. Makes you. You could say this was written to a certain relationship to fake snow or plastic leaves from the craft store, trying to be ode, but all odometer and glue gun. Smell of control over smell of exposure. Makes you be like, science is my bestie, because science would never betray my interest in this diorama. Though the diorama will definitely betray my love of science. In the first version, I'm sniffing out attachment to all things physical and demanding. And in the second version, you're answering with your own ambivalence towards the mundane. I cleaned the oven. I washed a few windows. I watched the traffic light degrade into a draft of light traveling regardless of time, or color guard rehearsals in the opposite field, all secular and ritual and getting off right here in this particular joy, studying mailbox installation in the middle of a recent century, the way it's designed to open and hold just so. All right, and then, maybe I'll wrap up with this one. So this one is called Through Line. Because I fear representation is always rather wrong, even or especially when it's rather right. For example, a mockingbird may signify a crassness in nature or our misunderstanding of it. As we project ourselves again, not listening, even the name between us and the bird. But what is it actually to experience the thing? Made of gray, flashing, a white stripe, swooping, perching, speaking rapidly all those dialects. A mimicry, is that the best we can do to show what experience is, what consciousness does? When language always mediates, bridges, separates, connects, mocks, serves our desire to understand what we feel and how to hold it. By its image, by its sound, by its fully fledged cellular structure. Now singing, now strutting, now diving to attack the cat. Now dodging our efforts to know it by changing its song again and again. Because is it better to describe a music or make a music? I went into the yard and cried and remade my memory of the world around the bird. Thank you so much.
Okay. We're playing musical poetry.
We are, yes. Be right with everyone. 1 second. Yes, that's fine. Some tight quarters. May I take a photo of the audience? I won't post it online. Is that okay? Okay. All right. Yay! Hi, everybody. All right. So, it's wonderful to be here. Very excited to. I'm Liz Choffel, by the way. Everybody. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm Trace Peterson, and I'm here talking to you about what it's like to be brave in 2025. No, I don't know. I was sitting here. First of all, it's an honor to be reading with Julie and Liz. Thank you both so much for doing this with me. And Julie, I especially loved that poem that you read about the differences, and it's just a masterpiece. So thank you. And I was sitting here just watching, and this book is sticking up at me because I wrote the introduction to this book. It's just like staring at me from behind you. It's Matthew Rotondo. I highly recommend. He's a good poet.
The first time I've heard of it.
Okay, and now we have a certain amount of time. So I
It's important.
thank you, John, for the wonderful introductions, and thank you, James, for hosting us. My memories of the Grolier. It's an honor to be reading here because I was friends with Louisa when I lived in Boston, and it was a particularly nice day when I'd been hanging out with Robert Creeley and Ruth Lepson, and Creeley suddenly died, and we had been about to do something at Brandeis, like a reading series at Brandeis, and he suddenly died, and then I came in, and Louisa closed the store for the day, and we just sat and we read Robert Creeley. It was a really moving day. Okay, I think I'm going to start out, because I'm in Boston, so let's talk about Boston. This is a poem that I wrote when I was living in Boston during the second, I guess, Iraq War, after that had happened. And Garrett Lansing was very fond of this poem, and he made a point of reading it at all his readings for a while, which was extraordinary. I think maybe he thought he misunderstood. He thought I was Robinson Jeffers or something, but I'll take the compliment.
It's like here with on my side.
So this poem is called Embarrassment of Riches.
I would like to welcome each and everyone.
The grotesque imbalance of powers fuels my morning walk. Azaleas, blue phlox, curbside junk. The careers of several generals winding up in the cult status bin, partially on account of the long night in a Lexus SUV, partly mysterious foliage of a potted plant in the company hallway. No harbingers, no gusts of atrocious statement. We are a free country, and in that dialysis we derive our nutrients from unfair advantage, not unlike arm wrestling and gale force winds. The occult language denied to me by my ancestry will emerge in news photos of the battered and the dead. Fringe benefits. Cola. I had to try on an appearance I wore in the recesses of a dream. In the dream there was a private anchor, and I sat on top of it and rowed it out of the water onto the boat. The vessel of our sleeping company lurches forward, flank or wing. The people around you, brain-dead though they find their poles, learn you a thing or two. In practice, the arms of the Republic should embrace those who differ in hair color, build, or perception. A sequined dress, barren angle in the New World, apotheosis of corona and self-stink. Wink. The news carried us into the souped-up sand dunes. Partially, I grow nostalgic for the intimacy of a nape, but this timidity runs fallow under rifles and manpower. I did not side with the victors. I did not lose my change on the wrong bet. Rusted machines of the hard-of-hearing government. Now I'm going to read some poems from my new book, and the one I feel like reading today, just for some weird reason, is this one, because my energy is very high today for some reason. So I'm just going to read a high energy poem. Permanently. My audience falls away, but my audience gets stronger. I am not writing for anyone, but I am writing for you. I am simultaneously a solid, a liquid, and a gas and hue. My friends fade, but my friends are everywhere and intimately real. No one is listening, but everyone is listening. I am invisible, but I am unavoidable. I am visible, but I am a ghostbuster. My world got smaller, but my environment got enormous. Awnings try to shade me, but I slip by without stepping under them. This sentence has been erased, but the sentence bled through and stained the garment permanently first. I am squeezed into a tiny container, and I am too vast for you to see all of at once. I am a pectoral muscle, and I am a breast. I canceled my subscriptions, but Vogue is still arriving monthly. My acronyms have multiple reference while moonlighting as neologisms. I am an ampersand, and I am a pronoun. Parkas protect me from rain, but I am the rain pouring over everyone. Where was I hate when this happens. I am more serious than SRS. Cupcakes can just go ahead and eat me. Milliseconds of lust for a warm embrace, and to view I freeze. Pantsuits, flee from my pantsuit. I am a woman in an opening of discourse, petulance, and for a kraken. I dilate, but I concentrate. I emerge victorious, having lost things unnoticed and unappreciated from the swamp of eminent domain. I pay the fee that I am too poor to pay. I climb the side of an idea that has a crush on my molten heart. I am a body trapped in a book that is a book trapped in a body. My pulse races through a low blood pressure front to yeast rising. This sentence is final as in completely incomplete. I am a swollen clit at an oblique angle to reality sparks of code. I am nobody, but I am a body built by ignorance and refusal. I am somebody, but the cloud opens and rains on cue. I am a sheep in wolf's clothing. My pen that cannot write keeps flowing ink from an empty impetus. My minimalist transverse intersection can beat up your honors student. I lick stamps without a tongue and send letters I will never mail. My enervated line dredges real opinion from the muck and slime. I exist, and you may have imagined me. My feet sweat without a mermaid net. I am naturalistic, and I am a stranger. My hips envelop this sentence as my torso twists toward your storm front. I pulverize wholeness, anticipating completeness. I am she whose parking spot is continually nabbed by a faster, more unlikely car. I am irresistible and too many calories to consume in one sitting. Burned by the scorched earth policy, I grow back flame retardant. I gaze out the window, I broke through a brick wall with words. I can see nothing that happens anywhere but everything I need to thrive. Forbidden apples fall upward in serpentine lines of animosity and charm. I will never stop stopping. I belong here where I cannot not appear. Okay. Now I think I have 5 minutes. All right, 7 minutes. Now, because I did that, I need to read something more traditionally, recognizably poemy. So I don't seem like a slam poet. But not that there's anything wrong with that. Slam poets are great. Not that I seem like, anyway. I'm used to being avant-garde and having people think about what does it mean to be an avant-garde poet, and then what does it mean to be a trans poet, and what does it mean to be a trans avant-garde poet, and it really takes bravery. You have to be really brave to be a trans avant-garde poet and not tell your story. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to read two poems, one short one and one slightly longer one. After, before, and after. I've been freed from inside the fall of Rome, my contract disrupted. Civilization will not descend without my bet against it rising, a weather balloon that hangs against a vast, usurped sky. A carrier pigeon to be carries me, and from here I can find the edge of the cunning, supposedly clear window that divides us from the world of Michael Kors, that divides a kiss from its aftertaste. A coda is a beginning. After, before, and after humane enclosures, air whips through, with a taste for blood, oranges, and secret, unpoliced, temporal lace, have been spread out, imagining possible goddesses in bed. What's free about a woman's stubble? What's enhanced? Delivering an urgent note across a field of blue. Okay, and then I'm going to read, where is this other poem? Okay. This is I started with kind of a zeitgeist of 2003, and now this is the zeitgeist of 2026. No one could see the vast crowd. This is a working sentence. Someone walks by. 3 sentences standing around bonding. Terrible, terrible sentences. The 3rd sentence resents the 4th sentence more than the 5th. Sitting in a late cafe crying, trying to stare down carbs with the mistress's tools. A panoply of belated newsprint, a drain stopper with a dripping faucet, coming in and coming out of the same entrance marked urgent. Paragraphs concealing whole illegal phrases. You marked me like this. Your flesh was a styrofoam packing glitch. My flesh was plastic rotary phone alimony. I carried about you into my term limits. No one could see the vast crowd. Is my protection really there? Is my storm drain a liar, I said, a lair. If you can hear the sound of my voice, if you can weep, who seek the quiet, non-quiet ingenue showing up with an awareness strapped to her back, and frills and seasonless outhouse amending night. If you can swallow a horse pill, if you can correct the record so it flips closed, if you can barrel through the legislation with a fringe, pages and pages betray one another on a whim. Stand up to the breaker, maybe, the surface is grime, the spandrels a delicate balance, the fasces that made our avarice great. They entrap a womb to leverage mani-pedi channels. Actually, I don't have a mani-pedi lack. Resistance comes back. The tumbling Locrian meathouse of our maker, our grower, our pretender. Very, 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 very. To flatten out the stomach acid, to paint the birds closed. A public forest of intangible treeless forms applauding their ascension. The recycle bin moves me to tears like a second chance for ampersand hearts. A lariat and a missile shield. What is this poem really about, Trace? Well, last week you died. You did. Everything was getting so concrete. I didn't know you were going to leave, and the medium was keeping us apart. a panoply of belated newsprint, sitting in a late cafe crying. I discover just as you have become a signal rushing through a wire signing off. People are not words or sentences. I hate social media. You were so positive and I argued back continually. If the floor pulled out with each new memory, blaming a distraction, how many more will die? When does the surrealism dry up completely? If you can hear the sound of my voice, tonight I'm at a protest march in the cold. In socialist realist syntax, I am shouting up at a distant apartment window, trying to provoke any action from a complacent person in power. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. That was amazing, both of you. A lot to live up to here. So I'm going to read one poem from this new book, but it's a long poem, which is always a scary thing when a poet says they're going to read a long poem for you. But it comes in 5 parts, and I think it's pretty good. So hopefully you won't get bored. It's pretty heady. It's called Every Day You Stay Alive, You Get More Points. All poems, I think, arguably out there are trying to capture some element of the human experience, but this poem, I'd say, is my most direct attempt to articulate the pain and the wonder and the beauty of being a human in this world at this moment on this alien planet, which is pretty hubristic, but we'll see how it goes. Every day you stay alive, you get more points. Every day you stay alive, you get more points. Every hello dropped into the echo chamber was unthinkable a year ago. I give you the face of the earth. I give you every tree, the Taj Mahal, the summer solstice, Silicon Valley. These will be yours for food. Flutes carved from sparrow's bone sound much like you'd imagine, but your flesh tastes more elusive than any robin's egg. Your every cell phone conversation goes up as mist from the earth and waters the starving ground. This thrills and troubles me. This thrills and troubles the fern left dripping in the bathtub, surrounded by its shame. This troubles every disquieting curve. This thrills each Euclidean line as it reaches out toward the dizzying edge. No matter how lucky you are, you must grab hold of that rope. Sometimes you must cry out because you're the luckiest bastard in the room. Every day of every one of your lives, you've crunched through wave upon wave upon wave of superfluous dialogue. Now you have no idea what to say. Might I suggest the word wow, with its legendary horses and obvious childhood truths? There's so much to enjoy here. How long will it take you to learn that? And aren't I your favorite sparrow? Aren't I your favorite bone, your favorite sound in the whole world? 2. I give you the face of the earth. I give you the plants of the field, the smell of woodland sage, the blast of active volcanoes, troves of gold-plated Viking jewelry. I give you makeout spots and a flowering butterfly bush, suites of online efficiency tools, up-tempo Latin jazz, edible amber jelly fungus, a beauty mark below your lip. I give you helium party balloons, hundreds of motivational quotes, murder ballads, iron lungs, the future and its spin-offs, devastating all-out attacks, lower home energy costs, tinfoil, hummingbird tongues. I give you disappearing ink, Cryogenics, Air Force One, B-Bomb and Salvia, the Shanghai World Financial Center, Rottweilers, germaphobes, and a mini trampoline. What more could you want? I give you the Indus, Orinoco, Volga, Tigris, Rio Grande, Blue Nile, Yukon, Congo, Rhine, the glow of this monitor, incurable psychic wounds, nested self-similarities across scales, the ping of rovers and probes. 3. There's no delicate way to want something so much. You brush soil over the feathered corpse, nestle a stone atop the grave, then note, white-throated sparrow, stiff when found. There's no delicate way to say there will be no shortage of work to occupy you from now on. Take up your staff, stretch it out over the reservoirs, meanders, inlets, estuaries, fjords, rills, canals, and lagoons. I give you permission to climb. I give you permission to swing from each symbolic and actual branch. Silhouettes emerge from the trees and your mind goes to work in the gaps. I give you the perfect afternoon. Come here, stick out your tongue. I give you the earth's curves. Go line your nest with cinnamon ferns. I give you the utmost meticulous snowflake. 4. Something's missing. Something's shedding its skin. Something's producing flat needles to catch additional light. Something's lost its dignity. Something's losing a front tooth. Something throbs in the cave walls. Something finds divinity in rearrangements of letters. Something wallops a ball into orbit. Something offers soothing relief from overexertion and stiffness. Something wakes up pumped to resume its regular training sessions. Something swoops down eagerly, having spotted its prey from a mile up, thoughts pulsing at 8 feet per second. Something's learning a new combat style. Something's peeing in a bottle. Something licks a forever stamp. Something won't turn off no matter how many times you press it. Something's losing consciousness. Something uses its disappointment as motivation to work harder. 5. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. Summer solstice, pray for us. The hard days make you stronger. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. Robin's egg, pray for us. The big secret, there's no secret. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. Echo chamber, pray for us. Impossible's just an opinion. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. Event horizon, pray for us. Dip it in glitter and sparkle all day. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. Active volcano, pray for us. Take up your staff, stick out your tongue. All your dreams will come true. All your dreams will come true. White-throated sparrow, pray for us. So I'm going to completely change the mood now and read some poems that are kind of funny, I think, and very topical. What's that? I was trying, as I wrote these, to be very permeable to what was going on around me. They include a number of, not exactly quotes, but material culled from texts I was writing back and forth with friends, and from the news as it was coming at me. And these were written in the past just couple weeks. So some of this will be familiar to many of you. And they're interlocking in different ways. There's a lot of repeated material you'll hear, and I'm going to read 4 of them. And then I'll be done. There's there's only a title to the whole series, not to individual poems. So the title to the whole series, someone's coming in. Oh, no, they're not. We scared them off, folks.
Good job, everybody.
So this is called, hold on, I need to make sure that my battery power is, all right, yeah, I don't want this to turn off on me. Here we go. The sequence is called, You'd Think This World Was Built on Love If Not for the Processing Fees. Sometimes I'm kind of a terrible person. You and I are connected by fate in subtle yet unyielding ways. I'd give myself an 8, but you'd probably give me a 3. What about Britney Spears and the conspiracy theories that constellate around her? What about renter's insurance? What about the Gen Z pout and armor against millennial cringe? You're beautiful outside and in, whispered the fairy wren, at high risk of going extinct in the next 30 to 40 years. Can you trademark the afterlife? I'm an extremely flawed human. I'm not able to be myself around people who still enjoy food. I had sex with you in my office while a cherub whispered convincingly, "You're beautiful inside and out." Then it turned away and purred, "But why is your pancreas shaped like that?" What about the rest of your organs? Should I stuff them in a poem without the slightest compunction? Should we take back the internet? What about shopping for beauty essentials? What about Tupac's feud with the notorious B.I.G.? Man caves are little worlds of their own, tens of thousands of tiny fragments spinning at high velocities while insect populations decline. What about beach volleyball? It's weird how my feelings about it have changed. I feel drawn to it viscerally, and then it's suddenly kind of pathetic. What about friendly competition among pickleball players? We did it in my office. Then I spent all night awake with Ethan processing everything. "Why is your pancreas shaped like that?" he asked. I opened my little pout and Britney Spears flew in, muttering, "Feed me, feed me, feed me." Sorry about the brief interruption. It started with a ping and ended up with Ethan in my kitchen feeling creepy. He looked like a Christian cherub. It was a joy to see a cherub out there in the wild. Fairy wrens are in imminent danger. What don't you understand about that? What about the id, which operates without logic or regard for reality? Why can't Ethan be that way? When your former body double hacks your iPhone on a yacht, it's best to dress Britney casual in a pink off-the-shoulder tee and distressed white denim shorts. Let me tell you what I know about the notorious B.I.G. Basically nothing. What about Lindsey Graham? He carried a bubble wand around the Magic Kingdom like some fucking Disney princess. And last one. Freud compared you to an iceberg disappearing, causing storms and hurricanes across the planet. What you see above the water is a tiny piece of awareness. I yearned to sabotage my career by having sex with a stranger in my office and so on. I'm kind of a terrible person. I've never seen you drunk, but I've seen you off your meds in something like imminent danger, buried up to your beak in snow. Did Jesus actually rise from the dead? Freud has nothing to say about your iPhone 17 Pro or why K-pop songs keep getting shorter. Whether Britney Spears is crazy is a subject of intense and compassionate public debate, unlike the fairy wren. How about we get lunch at McDonald's? What about Pilates? Is it awful or amazing? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie Choffel, Trace Peterson, and Elizabeth Marie Young for the wonderful reading this evening. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you to John Mulrooney for providing very thoughtful introductions. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone in person. Thanks to everyone on Zoom. We have books for sale. Poets will be signing books. If everyone would please put their chairs up against one of the walls, I'd be very grateful. Thank you very much.
Yes, there he is.
Quick photo of the four of you while
Yeah.
here
Sure.
all together.
Great.
Let's move some of this stuff around. Let's go maybe in this corner if we can fit everybody. This was excellent. What a great combination, I think.
really fun.
I'm gonna slide out before I go.
Trapped.
Perfect.
Getting cozy. All right. I
I'm
know.
just gonna take a photo.
This is extremely.
Yeah, and plus there's that thing there.
Yeah,
We can move it.
In front of
Thank you. Actually,
you.
can I take a picture?
Yeah, go for it. That's gonna be difficult to move. We can just post up here. That might be easier.
Yeah, maybe we scooch.
Yeah, just a little ways that way. Bye, Kevin.
There'll be books behind us. That's really
Yeah, no, beautiful. I'm gonna do one on mine first, and if anyone else wants one, I can take one on theirs. Sound good?
Great.
Perfect. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Poetry. Poetry.
I don't know what to
You're gonna-
propose or what to do.
You all look beautiful. Thank you. This was excellent.
Great.
Very good.
Are we doing more phones or is he
Yeah, does anyone want me to take photos on their phone or
Sure.
anything?
Yeah,
Great.
could you take one of mine?
Sure.
You got a good one, Marcel?
Yeah. I also am taking a Zoom shot.
Oh, good.
It's really funny.
Are the Zoomers still there?
No.
There's
Oh no, there actually
two
are two
lingering.
people. Yeah, wait. Liz, put your head in a little bit.
The lingering Zoomers.
Okay,
Open for
look at
them.
me. Perfect.
Thank
Would
you.
you mind doing one with my
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. John.
No, sorry.
It's okay. Beautiful. I got a
Like a
few.
family reunion.
Sure.
While we're at it.
While we're at it, it's here.
Oh, really?
Okay.
No, no, it's
Look at
okay.
the-
It's okay.
No, wait. We'll
Okay, okay.
Because I've done it, yeah. Then everyone will look at the right lens.
Yeah, really nice.
Beautiful. Okay. This might be the final one. Paparazzi. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Thank you.
That was fun. Thanks for keeping that open.
Totally.
This phone is
Oh,
yours.
you were reading. I was taking pictures of Trace. I'm gonna take pictures of you reading too. Yeah, I forgot.
I always forget.
I got so entranced with your
I know.
poems you were reading. Yeah,
That
those
was
are
so
amazing.
good.
Um,
And terribly short.